One of these was made on a 24 gig card, the other on just 8. Same model, fully local. Can you even tell which is which? Look at the hands, the texture, the tiny text where these models usually fall apart. See a $200 difference? Yeah, me neither. Everyone keeps saying 8 gigs are dead. Just buy a 4090. So I ran the exact same local setup on both, and what happened actually surprised me. In one test, 8 gigs gave me something I genuinely couldn't tell from the big card, and somewhere else it just died. Think you know how this ends? Stick around and prove it. Okay, before we argue about specs, just look at this. Every single one of these made right here on my own machine, on 8 gigs. And I don't mean blurry AI mush. Look close. Real readable text, magazine grade layout, packaging you'd actually print. No cloud, no subscription, no too grand GPU. This is the card already sitting in a regular laptop. Office tier, entry level. And is pulling online tier work. If that already feels illegal, you know what to do. With that like button. So if 8 gigs can do that, why does anyone pay triple for 24?
Round 1.
Round 1. Speed. 8 gigs on the left, 24 on the right, same prompt, same settings, hit start at the same time, 24 jumps ahead immediately. FP 8, native loading, 0 swapping, but 8 gigs starts dumping into system memory, slower and slower. Here's why. Look at RAM. 35 gigs of system memory. The card can't fit the model, so it offloads to RAM. That's the price of 8 gigs. Finish. 127 seconds versus 68. The difference? Almost 2 times. And that's just speed. But speed was never the only metric. Next up, blind test.
Second round.
Round 2. Every label gone. You get pairs A and B. Once the big card, once the 8. Pause. Pick the better one. Count your score. No cheating. Pair 1. Go. Round 2. Every label gone. You get pairs A and B. One's the big card, one's the 8. Pause, pick the better one, count your score, no cheating. Pair 1 go, pair 1. I'm leaning B, that skin texture looks sharper, gotta be the big card, right? Nope, it's A, that's the 8 gig card, I had it completely backwards. Pair 2 closer, I'm staring at the fine detail, the color fall off, and I genuinely can't separate them, and that's exactly the point. On most prompts, you just can't. Last pair. Take your time, don't rush it, and review. So how did you actually do? Drop your score 0 to 4 in the comments. I'll bet you did worse than you thought. I sure did. Bottom line, on 3 out of 4, 8 gig held its own. You could not reliably pick the expensive card. 24 only won the hardest one. So if quality is basically a tie, why buy the big car at all? There's a real answer, and it's round 3. If this was useful, subscribe. More model battles are coming. Here's the catch. Push it to killing, or batch a few heavy scenes at once and watch. The memory climbs, and there it is, out of memory. 8 gigs just said, I'm done. The same job, 24 gigs, no drama, it just finishes. So, this is what you're actually paying for. Not prettier pixels, headroom, big resolutions, big batches, real production work. If that's your daily grind, yeah, upgrade. If it's not, stick around. you can squeeze way more out of 8 gigs than you take. Want to run this exact test yourself? I built a one-click installer, ComfyUI, Ideogram 4, the low VRAM setup, all tuned for your card. Links in the description with a settings checklist for both 8 and 24 gigs, 3 quick wins on 8 gigs. Run GGUF Q4 instead of NF4, it's actually sharper on text. Offload smartly and patch your attention. Do that and your weak card stops being weak. So, final verdict. 8 gigs isn't bad, it's enough for about 90% of what you actually make. 24 is about speed and the extreme cases, not magically better images. And remember those 2 pictures from the very start? Here's your answer. If you want the full local setup or how to push 8 gigs to the absolute limit without crashing, I've got you. Pick your next move right here. The free workflow and manual checklist are in the description. If you want the one-click setup with files placed, settings loaded, and fixes included, that's in Pro. Either way, start with the workflow below, and I'll see you in the next test.